Hey everyone, Erin Krager here, National Sales Director with Envision Strategic Partners.
And I'm Jeff Glassy, the Director of Recruiting with Envision Strategic Partners.
We're excited to be with you today. We're going to talk with you a little bit today about recruiting and what that means and how we may be able to work with you. So Jeff, why don't you share with us a little bit about your role?
Okay, great. Yeah, so as the Director of Recruiting with Envision, I look for candidates that are interested in becoming pre-planning consultants with funeral homes. And so they reach out to me as I get their information. I have a nice phone interview with them and then forward them on to a regional manager that will be able to answer more questions that they have.
Awesome. So what is a pre-planning sales consultant or pre-planning sales counselor? What do they do? What is kind of the day in the life?
That's a great question. So a pre-planning sales consultant works in the funeral home and they help families to prepare for their final arrangements. It's just basically set up a funeral plan that they can pre-plan and pre-fund. So a day in the life, typically, a funeral sales consultant will contact families, ask if they're interested in pre-planning, and then be able to meet them in the funeral home or at their own home and set up that pre-fund.
Awesome. So do you feel like we work with funeral homes, as you know, across the country. Do they have people to call?
Yes, that's another great question. Okay. So we, with Envision here at Envision Strategic Partners, we have several lead sources. Typically, they're with the aftercare services. Okay. So they are able to talk to families who have had experience with the funeral homes. It's kind of a warm lead where they talk to families within the next days, weeks, and months following the loss of a loved one to talk about grief support and then eventually to start talking about pre-planning their funeral arrangements.
Okay.
There are also other lead sources. We have veteran lead sources where veterans that are looking for their burial benefits can reach out to those sales consultants, asking them about those burial benefits. And then also Envision works really hard to continue getting leads to those sales consultants on a day-to-day basis.
Wonderful. And I know that you've had experience as a sales counselor in the funeral homes. What are some of the benefits to this career?
So there are very many benefits. Number one is you get to meet a lot of people. It's a very rewarding career where you help families. I came from a different industry where I was able to help families, and this is a good transition to where after you have sold this pre-plan, you feel good about the product that you've sold and you feel as though you've helped the family.
Absolutely. So who are we looking for? What's an ideal pre-planning sales counselor?
So we here at Envision like to think outside the box. We don't necessarily need salespersons that have been in sales forever. That definitely helps. But we look for people who are empathetic. They're able to relate to families. They're able to speak to families and just have that good communication skill. We look for, you definitely have to be driven. Self-motivated really does help. You need to be able to follow the program, but once you do that and you kind of realize that the program works, it ends up being a very rewarding career.
Yes, and I appreciate you saying that, and we pride ourselves, as you know, on once people make it through that initial training period, we really strive hard to have a low turnover. We don't want to hire a bunch of people that may or may not make it. We take a lot of time, energy, and money into each person we bring on so that they'll be here for a long-term sustainable career that's financially rewarding and personally rewarding. And I think that's a big part of it, and it all starts with you. Anything else you want to add?
I just want to say that, Envision, we really look for a diverse group of people. It doesn't have to be, we're not a cookie cutter, it doesn't have to be an insurance salesman or anything like that. We're very diverse.
Right.
We really respect people's cultures, and we have a fun culture here at Envision, and I really appreciate that, and I think you guys would be excited to be working with Envision.
Absolutely. We do pride ourselves on that. We have people, educators, you came from law enforcement, veterans. It's more about that empathy and compassion and really a service mindset first, wouldn't you say?
I would agree 100%.
Yeah, that's great. Well, if you've considered ever getting into this career, into the funeral profession, it's rewarding, more than any of us could ever say. We'd love to just chat with you, reach out to us, connect with us. Hopefully we'll hear from you and get to chat with you soon.
All right.
Okay, thanks everyone.
See ya.